And it's really just meant to be a give and take and get together, share ideas. I'm a real estate broker in Los Angeles, California. It's not meant to be religious. It's not meant to be a spiritual exercise. Although I happen to be religious, I consider myself spiritual. And the Bible is the book that we use, in my case, for my religious practice. But the premise of this class is not only is that true, whether you accept it or not, more importantly for you, the Bible is the best-selling book of all time. Why is that? What's in the book that we can learn from? And I would say even further than that, it's the best-selling business book of all time, that more successful business people that I've met have used this book to learn from and improve their business and to create good character than any other book in history. And so our goal is to, we have some guests coming up the next few weeks I've scheduled, but every week to have at least one topic that I've taken from the Bible to share as a tool that we can help for our business. I do want to give a shout out to Think Media, where I really got this idea originally. They did a class on business secrets of the Bible, and I felt like that was a topic that I could help with. And so today I wanted to share with us, I think a lot of people in business there are people doing really well and there are people really struggling. And there's a lot in the middle that are tense. Whether it's the fear of the economy, the fear of recession, or they're experiencing, I feel a lot of tension. Do you feel that? Is that just me, or is that in the marketplace? And so I wanted to share with you today a part from the Bible that we read every week, that as a religious Jew, we actually do 1/50th of the Old Testament, what you would call the Old Testament, every single week. And this past week we had the portion was Bo. And that is in the beginning of Exodus chapter 10. And in particular, there was a line in there that I thought was particularly important and helpful for all of us. I'm going to pull up on our screen and share with you guys. This is the portion of the Old Testament where God is finishing up the plagues on the Egyptian people. And then he tells the Jewish people to put a mark on their house so they can be identified as whether they're Jewish or not. And the plan is that he's going to kill the firstborn of Egypt. And so in Exodus chapter 12, line 4, on line 3, speak to the community of Israel, saying, on the 10th of the month, let each one take a lamb for each parental home, a lamb for each household. And then it describes how that works. And then they slaughter it. And in line 7, take some of the blood and put it on the 2 doorposts and the lintel, on the houses in which they will eat it. So this is the first Passover meal. This, by the way, Chabad.org is a great source for Old Testament translations. You can search and find almost anything here. It's free, available online. But here's what I want to focus on. Take some of the blood and put it on the 2 doorposts. Now, one of the things not spoken here that's explained elsewhere is the blood was mixed with, the men had to do a circumcision. And I don't want to get too graphic what that is, but it was a medical procedure on their private part. And there'd be blood as a result of that. And the blood went into this bowl with the lamb's blood. And that was the symbol of what they put on the 2 doorposts and the lintel. The lintel is the part on top of the door, and the doorposts on the side, right? And so if you saw the movie, The 10 Commandments, this is what they get wrong. In the 10 Commandments, the blood's put on the outside door in the lintel, as if God had to see the blood himself to determine who was in and who was out. Who's declaring they're on his team and who's out. Who's, in this case, the Jewish people and who are the Egyptian people. But the rabbis tell us that's wrong. They tell us the blood was not put on the outside doors of the lintels and the doorposts. It was on the inside. So imagine on this special night, all the families are having a special meal. They had to all count for everybody. They were inside the house having this special Paschal lamb, this slaughtered first-year unblemished lamb. They all had to eat from it. Could be none left over. This lamb was a god to the Egyptians. So think about what went on before the 10th of the month. Imagine every Jewish family is buying firstborn male lambs are unblemished. How many were there in Egypt? You would think they bought them all. So imagine it's like buying toilet paper during the pandemic. Everybody was looking for these lambs. The whole country of Egypt knew the Jewish people were looking for these lambs. They started buying them on the 1st and 2nd of the month, and they didn't slaughter it until the 10th of the month. Not only that, they had to keep the lambs in their house until the night of the 10th. Imagine what were houses like for slaves in Egypt? They weren't big. They didn't have 10-bedroom homes. They were small little shacks. And so you're living there, husband, wife, and 5 kids, 8 kids, 10 kids, with a lamb inside the house. Imagine what that's like. You have kids. Impossible, right? And then add to that, the lamb was a godlike animal to the Egyptians. And the Jews had outwardly bought every lamb that was available. So it came time to put the blood up. God didn't have them put the blood on the outside of the house as if he had to see it. God had them put the blood on the inside and the lintel so the families would see the sign and realize they had to make a declaration and commit to it, but they also needed the reminder that they were committing themselves to God. Now, in business, what this is telling us, imagine this is life and death for these people. If they don't put the blood on, they might lose their firstborn child. Imagine how important it was to get it done right. So things are less important, like our business. What signs and reminders do we have to focus us on our business? Right? Companies have us get logos on things. I'm with the XP Realty. You can see the logos on the coffee cups. You can see the 10X. To me, is a reminder. One of my business coaches is Grant Cardone. It's a reminder to me that there's a lot that goes behind that. To build my business, I have to 10X things. I have a YouTube channel that you may have seen this on. Over my shoulder this way. Let's see. There you go. Subscribe button. I post things on YouTube. It's a reminder to me. I have a poster hang up that says, play like a champion today. It comes really from Notre Dame football. Try to remind me to play like a champion every day. So these are business signs that I use to motivate myself. What signs do you have around you to motivate you to do your job properly, or to build your business properly, or to transform your finances? That's the question I have for you. What signs do you have? Because God's telling us, even as life critical, you might say, well, why don't you put a sign up to motivate myself? If I don't, God's going to kill my firstborn son, God forbid. Answer, we need reminders, and we need visual reminders to keep us on track. So that's my message for today. Make sure you have visual reminders of what your goals are, what you're trying to accomplish in your life. Declare where you are and put a visual reminder up for yourself, not just for religious things, for business things. And I found that all successful people, their offices, their businesses, their homes are covered with positive visual signs to keep them on track. Okay. So I appreciate you jumping in today. We have one person live guest, others on the live stream. If you have comments, put in the comment. I'll get to them all. If you want to live, raise your hand or just jump in and ask a question. I'd love to answer any questions you have. Any questions or comments on what I said? No? Okay. Not hearing any. I appreciate you being here. Again, the line we talked about today was from Exodus chapter 12, lines 3 through 7. Hope you find them as inspiring as I do. Remember to find the signs for you, for your business, and for your life to help drive you to achieve the goals you want in your life. Thank you so much, everybody.